Good morning from Emmanuels Gardens. Yesterday, we had the opportunity to go speak at the first Swainsboro First Methodist, and it reminded us of why our Lord sent us here. Next month will be 4 years that we've been here, and it's been kind of slow going, but thinking that we moved here with just a weed whacker for this lovely orchard and the plans that God has, we were able to build. Over there was once a little goat thing that we built, but we learned why God sent the ark before he sent Noah built the ark before he sent the animals. Yeah, we need to have outbuildings before we have more animals. That's the back of our home. This is a shed that needs to be replaced. Most of the outbuildings need to be replaced, but it's a pretty good vision to have of what can be. Those trees and bushes over there, hope one day we'll have a basketball court and a tennis court and a water tower, and farther out that way is parking where you can hear the road. But back here, this is Angus. He and I take a walk every morning, and this is the orchard. Over here is called a chicken tractor that Robert built out of recycled wood. Our Lord helped him build, because he's not a regular carpenter. So, and our friends gave us chickens a little over a year, about a year and a half ago. And so then down this way is the way that Angus and I go, and around here is where we're gonna want a fence and some paths for the children to play, because as you can hear, the road that's behind me, the main road we live off of, has logging trucks. Here's a pecan tree, and around it are these holes that Robert put in with a post hole digger that his other son bought him, so he can put fertilizer in to fertilize the tree, because with a pecan orchard you're supposed to fertilize in February. We have roughly 270 trees, and we don't have the means to be able to fertilize them all right now. So Robert hopes to do the first 4 rows. He's also, this month, January, would be the pruning month, and he's done some pruning on the tree that he put holes around to fertilize. Sorry for the jolting of the filming. I'm walking Angus. And so next to us is a farmer's field that doesn't belong to us, but it's nice to watch the farmer grow things. And then down this path is a 7-acre pond, and a long time ago, before we knew of this place, Robert prayed for a place with fruit-bearing trees and a water resource and things, so we can make it self-sustaining. And we're hoping with the orchard, and we have a few fruit trees, not very many, just like 1 plum tree and 2 pear trees. And we had some muscadine. We pruned it a couple of years back. It still hasn't really replenished like it would normally, but in time. So this year we harvested with pecan rollers, and our first year Robert and the boys harvested by swinging on a rope that they would hoist in the tree. There's some fallen trees that people with tools are welcome to come and gather the wood. We just don't have all the equipment yet. So, it's kind of like, when God says, go to the land I will show you, and like Gideon, when he had the lights in the clay pots and things, God does things for his glory, and he put this passion in our hearts to have this, to not really have this because it's his, but to live here, and for him to work the dream that he put in us to touch other people's lives. So we're about this far from the home now. coming from the city and suburbs, a place like this is very healing for children and others to be able to experience. And God just placed it in our hearts for us to have a safe haven for people to be able to experience His presence. Kind of like being in the eye of the hurricane, being in a peaceful haven place during the crisis, to be able to be healed and to be touched by Him. I remember as a little girl at 11 years old when my father passed away, and my mom was 43, and that was her true love, so she needed to go to the hospital to recover from that loss. We had family members helping us and taking care of us and things, and I'm really grateful for that. Not everybody has that. That's why we try to be an extended family for people. But anyway, I was walking home from school and the sun was shining like it is through these trees, and the Lord placed in my heart that He's my Father, because in Michigan schools don't get out until June, and we were supposed to make a Father's Day card, and I didn't have a daddy anymore, and I was really sad, and the Lord let me know, Rose, I'm your father. And that just really touched me. And I see now that through that loss and hardship and things, He had me go through that so I can connect with others that may be going through similar things. Here's another tree limb that fell down. So if you have the equipment, we're welcoming people to come and gather the wood. Pecan wood is a very good wood. So we're getting closer to the pond that I wanted to show y'all. My hand is kind of freezing. I forgot to put my gloves on. So let's see here. Angus, he's smelling for pecans. It's neat. We rescued him from the pound or shelter, and he likes to eat pecans, and he also likes to swim in the pond. So it's kind of like he was meant to live here. And children like to talk to animals and read animals. I remember when my one son was in reading camp. They have 5 sons altogether. They had him reading to animals and things. I'm switching hands now. Warm up this hand. Whew. But we have, the other day I saw 7 wild turkeys, and earlier in the year I saw 12 deer, and my other son, he has seen armadillos, and a wild turkey chased him one time when he was running. And I've never seen a live armadillo. I was a little bit excited that he saw a live armadillo. I'm like, oh, I want to see a live armadillo. Most of the ones that I see are dead. They're on the road. We're almost to the pond. Let's see here. So Robert hopes to have buildings around the pond, so people work teams and people can come and have a peaceful haven experience. So all of this takes a lot of time, work, effort, and tools, and we're hoping that God will touch people's hearts to help sponsor Emmanuels Gardens so we can work full time, because Robert works from 8 to 6:30 Monday through Friday and some weekends, and then I work at the salon in the home Monday through Friday 10 to 3. That way I'm available for the children. And then on the weekends, I work Saturday from 9 to 4 for teachers, nurses, and such that aren't able to come during the weekend, during the hours that I'm available. And so that's all to help finance all of this. But that's just the basics financial things for the equipment, and to be able to work this full time, we need sponsors. So if God has placed it on your heart to help Emmanuels Gardens touch others in crisis so they can experience a safe haven, an eye of the hurricane during their crisis, we greatly appreciate your prayers, help, and support. Here is the pond. And then this is the boathouse, which needs to be torn down and redone. And the pond goes out for about 7 acres. For us coming from the city and suburbs, we feel it's a lake. So thank you for your time with me. Hope you have a lovely morning and a good rest of the week. We welcome you to leave comments and insight. Gonna head back now. Take care. God bless.